Here we are back again, John Augusta. Let's talk. Um, have you ever travelled? I travelled this week from Monday, and my first port of call, I got donations. So looking well. And on the Monday, I got donations, and on the Tuesday, I got some donations. And then on Tuesday evening, I went up as far as Ballybofey in County Donegal and called to the cathedral in Sligo. Bishop Kevin Dorn. When I went in, it was a lady from Africa, which I never met there before, in the parochial house, and she wouldn't be clued in the way that one when I was there before. I met one in an office, and she was good, and I was able to kind of communicate, the way. But with the lady anyway, that so I was giving her the leaflet at Christian TV Ireland, my donations, and I had written on the top the date and a donation much appreciated. I'd signed it, John, just to give it a personal touch. And but that wouldn't mean much to this lady. And so I said, well, where's Bishop? Because I had called to his residence, and there was a painter answered the door, and they were doing painting in the house, and they had stuff up there, I say, because they said there was some peeling, and we had a bit of a chat with him, and so the bishop wouldn't be there while they'd be at that, and uh, one said he was at mass or something, because there was a lot of cars on in the cathedral. But then as I walked down the hall, because I wasn't just going to give her a thing, but she wouldn't be able to pass it on, and it'd be, and it'd be a waste of time. No disrespect or anything. I'd like to sort of communicate and know that I'm getting somewhere, but when you feel that you're not. And so I walked down the corridor, and then suddenly the bishop passed. He must have been finished. And I said, there's the bishop going, oh, no, you can't. And if you see his secretary, so there was no answer to that door. But I said, is there nobody else, only you? Is there any other staff in? Well, I was speaking slower than I'm talking now. But I was as wise after that as anything. So when I was at the residence, and painter come out, a chatty lad, and had a bit of a chat with him, and I gave him the leaflet, so he put it on his briefcase, and the bishop had the briefcase there. And I said, well, that's good. And then, as I say, I gave this one a couple, and I was hoping that maybe call back today. But the funny thing is, this is what I'm saying. I was in the Jackson's Hotel for a couple of nights, and then I went up to Letterkenny yesterday and called the places here. And then I went up a different way. I went up going towards Lifford, and there was a lot of roadworks. And part of the reason for that is traffic lights here, there, and yonder. There was some kind of a border, and then a place where either people would walk or cycle or something, or perhaps ride a horse, because it went on for miles, miles and miles. And I said to myself, what's the idea of this? Because I couldn't see the sort of scenery that you see in Donegal. It's a marvellous place for scenery because you've got mountains and rivers and lakes, beautiful. And then the sea, the Atlantic. And it was, but the extraordinary thing is, everywhere I went, the boss wasn't there. He'd be in tomorrow. He's just gone out. I never saw the beat of it. And I met nice people and gave them the thing, and I said, "Well, I hope you use your good offices to sort of say donation, and you can do it by direct debit." But I had my own receipt book, and I could give a receipt out of that, or if they want to pay by credit card, I had a credit card machine, but not many of them come out with that. But I didn't get any. They were all out or this, that, and the other. And I called into quite, I couldn't believe it. Now, I would say some of the hotels I called into, I wouldn't be expecting to see the manager. But one place, he was busy upstairs. There was a crowd in the restaurant or something, or whatever it was. Oh, I said, well, you can't disturb him there. He's looking after cash customers. I'm a cash customer. I'm looking for it. So, so I went into other retail premises, and we're all out of town. And I went up to the Katrina now, Letterkenny, there's hills. It reminded me of the P&L Road because I was walking up it. I parked the car. There was no point in driving because it's a shocking busy town with cars. So I parked it and walked. And then I had to walk up the hill to the cathedral. And I went to the bishop's residence. Uh, Bishop Alan Cookian was the bishop for Letterkenny in that diocese. I think it's called the Diocese of Raphoe. The same as in Sligo, the bishop there, Bishop Kevin Dorn, is the bishop of Elphin, which isn't as common, but he's based in Sligo. They're called something that going back. And the same in Raphoe is a small village or town in part of Donegal. But if you were going there, so you could spend a week in Donegal and you wouldn't cover it. But I just chose the main place, and I used to have plenty of customers, and I knew the story. But suffice to say, I went into a place, but walking. Anyways, I went into the bishop's, and I got no answer. And I saw there was a lot of posts there for the bishop. And then I went to the parochial house, and a lady answered the door. She said she was the housekeeper, and very pleasant. And then I chatted, and she says, Bishop Alan McGuckian has been transferred as bishop to Down on Connor, which is over in the six counties, over in Down or somewhere. And I said, well, why was he here? And could they not get one over there for Down on Connor? I mean, he was here, and he should be kept here. And she was saying that they might have to have administrator. Now, and I mentioned to her when I was in the cathedral, I was going to be doing the Stations of the Cross, but then a crowd of children came in, a bus, and you can't really do anything when there's this chatting going on. Yap, 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 and teachers with them, and that were maybe they were going to be making their first Holy Communion or something. But you'd love to just be able to do your stuff without the lick of that coming in. No disrespect, don't get me wrong. But anyways, I saw that there was up at the top there was confessions at different times, but it didn't say anything about the times, and it mentioned something about COVID, and take your time going in, and if you have a cough or this, that, and the other, don't go in, keep from COVID. So I mentioned it to the housekeeper. I said, it's extraordinary that there was no times for the confessions. How would you know what? And she mentioned the times that had it. Well, I said, just have to why don't they put that up and take down that sign about COVID because it's not there. And so are they living in the past or what's wrong with them? I said, that first of all should be the times that the confession is available. And that's what I said. And a lovely marble a lovely marble altar rails, and but I didn't see anything like by way of a thing that you could kneel on. So whether they are able to receive Holy Communion kneeling at the altar rails, I don't know, because there was a sign saying Mass at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now I thought, goodness, that's a shocking early time. And that's lack of consideration. It should be at 10 o'clock. Well, if there's one for 7 for those that can't sleep or whatever's wrong with them, but they should have something for 10 o'clock, which is the normal time, you see. So, and he was mm, Bishop Alan McGuckian is off the thing, so they'd probably have no administrator. Well, I said, what's wrong with, why can't they get a bishop? Who's responsible for all that ideology I mentioned? Because, like, these places shouldn't be left vacant. Surely to God is enough priests still practicing their clerical great gift of saying Mass and that. So, anyway, that was the story. But the fact that everybody was not in, and there was a great store in Ballybofey, uh, McElhenny's. It's nearly like Arnott's. It has everything. Marvellous, and lifts up and all the rest of it, and staff very helpful. And I inquired, Sandra is the owner. Just didn't catch her surname. I was talking to people that I treated on Tuesday that was of great help to me when I was in Medjugorje and had a bit of an accident. You know, I think I spoke about that before. Anyway, so but the funny thing is that everybody was up, and I went to. She was supposed to be in from 10 to 5 today and tomorrow. Her colleague Kate, a lovely staff in the beauty department, which I wouldn't be going into. But when I asked some assistant upstairs, she was kind enough to come down and went to Kate. When Sandra the boss in, and she then she left, and I had a nice chat with Kate, a very nice lady, and she says she'll be in the morning from 10 to 5. I said that's grand. So we got mass in Stranola, which is the parish just over the bridge, is Ballyfolk Fay and Stranola, and I got Holy Mass there this morning because I met the priest there yesterday and gave him a leaflet and had a bit of a chat with him about donations. So he was going to be checking the website and that, and he would be making one. So he recognised me. I think I was going in this morning talking to somebody, so I was able to get the rosary sent because I was there before the 10 o'clock mass, and there was a good big crowd at that. Because he told me that, but I would have loved to hear a bit of music from the choir or something like that. And I did notice the tabernacle behind the altar. Now, when he gave out communion, I got communion, Holy Communion, because I mean, I go to confession and that. Anyways, and he said he was going to have confession after the mass, which was great. But I didn't notice any confession boxes in the church, which was unusual. And when he had finished with the community, he went out a side door and he was gone for a bit. And I thought to myself, and I looked at God, there's no tabernacle behind the altar, yet there was space for it. There was something else. So where he went with the tabernacle, the tabernacle must be down somewhere else. So I would expect it to be in the center of the altar, which is the place where it should be. And there is space there, there's something else there. So when I'm up that country the next time, I'll be inquiring about that. And now there's no water rails there, which there would have been, but they were taken out of churches, and I like to see them in the church. And people kneeling at the altar rails and receiving Holy Communion on the tongue, attended by a priest with an altar boy. But there was no altar service either. Now there would be at school, but there was a time adults used to do it. And there was an adult down the church when he was, ringing the bell for the consecration and that. So there we are, and I could talk about more, but I was amazed at the number of people. Oh yes, then in McElhenny's, when I called there after mass, giving her a chance, and I called to a supermarket, a cost cutter, and I was told yesterday the boss would be in today. He was the day off or something, and then when I called there, oh no, he's not in yet. He'll be in later. He's on holidays. Oh, so he's on holidays. I thought he was only off for a day there. When I called yesterday, and I was told to be in this morning, I'd be in 11. I mean, say you couldn't be waiting around because you might say, "Well, leave it with me." So you'd be wasting your time. And anyway, but I was amazed at the amount of people that wasn't in, shall we say. The genuinely wasn't in. And the reason Sandra wasn't in McElhenny's was she wasn't well. And another very nice lady told me. I said, yeah, she was supposed to be in from 10 to 5. Well, I said, isn't it funny the way things go? They're all out. And I just thought to myself, if I was running the business, I'd be there. I wouldn't be unless I was going on holidays. In another place, a fellow wasn't too well or something. He's had to have a heart attack. I said, what age is he? Thought maybe he was, oh no, he's only 40. He hope. I said, how's that? Well, I said, I don't think his prayers might be good for him. Anyways, so there you are. Did you ever travel like that and suddenly have an experience of that caliber? Oh, supposed to say that it didn't bother me in some ways to say I'm planting the seed, but you wouldn't want to be kind of uh, too upset by it. But when you're my age, it doesn't really matter. You've done your best, and you've planted the seed, and perhaps it might bear fruit. That's the way as I look at it. But I didn't get anybody, as the fella says, to dirty my book. In other words, I could say, thank you very much, maybe 20 euros, because we're not looking for maybe but if there was well-to-do individuals and the thought, well, how would your father? I wouldn't say no, but I didn't get a chance. I couldn't speak to anybody that was in charge. And wherever I did meet once that was in charge, I was able to get something. But not from what the ones that was there. They'd be of a different kettle of fish if you get me drift. I think they can't take it with them. That's the funny thing. But however, we live in hope. Anyways, it was an experience, isn't it? Each day is an experience, and so whatever the man above wants to happen, we depend on him, but I do. So it doesn't bother me when I run around if I don't succeed. Bye now, and see you in the morning. I could talk for a bit much longer. I didn't even cover some of the stuff I was going to talk about, so probably tomorrow evening. Bye now.